Okay, I think we're about ready. So, thank you all for coming this morning. I'm Jennifer Dupre, the District Attorney of Sutter County. For the past several years, the peaceful Sikh community has been plagued with acts of violence committed by two warring criminal syndicates. These acts of violence began with fistfights and sword attacks at the Sikh parade in Yuba City in 2018 and have escalated to shooting, beginning with the shooting at a wedding party in September of 2021 here in Yuba City. Since then, these syndicates have been involved in an additional 10 shootings, and 11 men total have been shot. These shootings include the 5 men shot outside the Sikh temple in Stockton in August of 2022, as well as the 2 men shot at the Sacramento Sikh parade on March 26th of this year. The initial acts of violence led to the investigation of the criminal syndicates by the Yuba Sutter Narcotics and Gang Enforcement Task Force, known as Net 5, and the investigation became known as Operation Broken Sword, based on one of the sword attacks in 2018, in which the suspect's attack was so violent that the sword broke. Yesterday, Sunday, April 16, 2023, with the help of the Department of Justice, the FBI, the DEA, Homeland Security Investigations, CHP Special Operations Unit, and local law enforcement agencies from each jurisdiction, as well as the district attorney's offices in Sutter, San Joaquin, Sacramento, and Yolo counties, along with their district attorney investigators, 20 search warrants were served. The results of these search warrants were 17 arrests, 5 outstanding arrest warrants, and overall during the investigation, 41 firearms were seized. Those firearms include AR-15s, AK-47s, handguns, and at least 1 machine gun. The diagram up on the screen shows which men were arrested for which crimes and where. So far we have 2 arrested for the attempted murder at the wedding party here in Yuba City in September of 2021, and 1 for possession of child pornography and possession of an assault weapon. 5 men were arrested for attempted murder and conspiracy regarding a shooting that occurred in Woodland in December of 2022, and that's the top right. Notably, the 2 top men who have yellow marks next to their names are fugitives wanted for murder in India. They are currently being held without bail. The lower left box, labeled San Joaquin, shows 2 men and some firearms. They were stopped on their way to Manteca. As a result of our investigation, they were on their way to Manteca to commit a homicide. And those are the 3 firearms that were seized in that, and that did include a fully automatic weapon, which is under the law a machine gun. The Sacramento box shows the men arrested in connection with the Sacramento Sikh Temple parade shooting that occurred in March. Law enforcement was able to stop 2 vehicles prior to them arriving at the parade and arrested 7 men at that time. In their vehicles were 4 handguns and 2 assault weapons with large capacity magazines. While a shooting did occur at the temple, we were able to stop a mass casualty incident. If those weapons had gotten into the parade, it could have been a bloodbath. This operation shows not just Sutter County's commitment to keeping Sikh celebrations and the Sikh community safe, but those celebrations and Sikh communities throughout Northern California, not just here in Sutter County. So it is now my pleasure to introduce California's Attorney General Rob Bonta with a few comments on this investigation. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining today. Thank you, District Attorney Dupre, for your leadership and partnership. I want to stress 3 things in my comments. 1, partnership and collaboration. That is our teams, multiple teams working together to accomplish something together and in unison that none of us could accomplish by ourselves. Also want to emphasize accountability, holding individuals accountability for the harm that they have caused, threats to public safety they created, the people that they hurt. And finally, prevention. We prevented other potential violent crimes from occurring here because of the work of this incredible team. So I'm proud of this operation. I'm proud that my team was able to be a small part of it, and I want to start with some thank yous to all of the members of this operation who made it possible. We certainly don't get to a place like this alone. So first and foremost, let me thank Yuba City Police Chief Brian Baker and Sutter County District Attorney Jennifer Dupre for their leadership. I'm excited and honored and proud to have my team be part of this operation and to have worked with you. Thank you to your entire teams, those who are who will go unnamed, people who get the job done every day, working in support of public safety to keep our communities safe from harm, who help people who will never know their name and they'll never know theirs. Thank you for your commitment to public service, all the men and women who wear the badge and the uniform to keep our community safe, for your work on this operation and all the other operations that you work on. And let me say thank you. I want to name all of the team members because this was an incredible collaboration. Thank you to the Yuba Sutter Narcotic and Gang Enforcement Task Force. Thank you to the Homeland Security Investigations Team. Thank you to the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, the Woodland Police Department, the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office, the Merced County Sheriff's Office, the Vacaville Police Department, the FBI, the Stanislaus Special Investigations Unit, and, of course, my team, the DOJ Special Operations Unit, or SOU. And if I might take a point of personal privilege to just thank our SOU team. I'm really grateful for you. Thank you for all that you do. You get called in on high-level, complex investigations time and time again, and you never disappoint. You never cease to deliver. So thank you for being a part of this successful operation. Thank you for adding value to an already great team. That is, the SOU is a collaborative effort housed within DOJ, made up of individuals from my team and also CHP. And they provide statewide enforcement expertise for combating violent career criminal gangs and organized groups. And this is another example of their great work. So thank you again to our SOU team. And again, thank you to everyone who's here, the risk that you took, the work that you put in, the commitment, the perseverance to unlock this complex investigation and hold folks accountable and prevent harm from occurring. This is outstanding law enforcement work. It is an example of what we can accomplish when we work together to solve serious crimes and to prevent crime. And, of course, this goes without saying, but each of us wears a different uniform of those many groups that I mentioned. We're part of this collaboration, part of this partnership, but we're all united by a common commitment, a common value to uplift the public safety of our communities. That is job number 1, 2, and 3 for all of us. And this operation is a result of that unifying goal, as mentioned by our district attorney. 17 members arrested from 2 criminal syndicates, 41 guns that were on our streets that are no longer on our streets and are out of the hands of dangerous individuals. We're holding to account people involved in 2 recent mass shootings at Sikh temples. And during the investigation, we prevented at least 2 additional shootings from happening. Because of this operation, future gun violence, future crime, future harm has been prevented. Any day when we do just one of those things is a good day for public safety. Today, doing all those things is an extraordinary day because of the group behind me, beside me, and in this room, and all those who worked on this operation. And I know that we'll have more days like this because we're committed to working together. Our members of the public expect their different governmental bodies, different agencies, different departments in law enforcement and beyond to get out of their silos and work together, to team up, to partner, to collaborate, to accomplish common goals. That's what this group is an example of, a living example of accomplishing, working together for the good of our community, for the enhancement of public safety. So we're not going to take our foot off the gas. We're going to keep pushing. You will see more operations like this. There will be more takedowns. There will be more guns removed from dangerous individuals. There will be more communities kept safe. We won't stop until every child in Sutter County and across the state can grow up in a safe home, a safe school, a safe temple, and a safe neighborhood without the fear of gang violence, mass shootings, and murder hanging over their heads. Thank you again to everyone who made this operation possible. Together, we'll continue to put public safety first, and it's my honor to introduce Chief Baker on behalf of Net 5.
Thank you, Attorney General Bonta. And I echo his sentiment toward the collaboration that was displayed toward this operation. On behalf of the Net Council Chair, Sheriff Wendell Anderson from Yuba County, we want to thank the men and women that made this operation happen. The countless hours they put in away from their families to make our community safe, to make communities across the state safe. We have the privilege of hosting one of the largest Sikh events in the nation every November here in Sutter County, and that draws about 100,000 people to our community, and our goal is to make sure that all those folks visiting from across the globe are safe when they come to Sutter County to enjoy their religious freedom. So thank you again to all those people that made this operation possible.
And at this time, I would like to introduce the Assistant Sacramento Sheriff, Leandra Marquez.
Hi, good morning. On behalf of Sheriff Cooper, I would like to say thank you to the Yuba City Police Department, the Sutter County District Attorney's Office, specifically to Jen Dupree for leading the charge in this endless task and heading up this operation. I also want to thank our federal, our state partners, and all of our regional partnerships throughout Sacramento, throughout the state of California. We could not do this without all of you. The Sacramento County Sheriff's Office Gang Suppression Unit and Crimes Against People's detectives assisted with this investigation, and our Sacramento County Sheriff's SED detail assisted with the apprehension of targets in Sacramento County. This operation involves 7 shootings in Sacramento over the last 12 months, including the shooting most recently at the Sikh Temple in Sacramento. We've additionally gone after 3 other shootings that have occurred between 2019 and 2020. So we will be looking forward to carrying on the investigation. This operation disrupted these violent criminal organizations, and we intend to curb future violence in the county and throughout the Sacramento region in having zero tolerance. Citizens, people, our constituents are fed up with violent crime, violent gun crime. Thank you.
And now may I introduce the Honorable Tin Ho, District Attorney of Sacramento.
Good morning. There's an old proverb, one finger cannot lift a pebble. That could not have happened in this case without the collaboration, the partnership, and the coordination of all the different law enforcement partners that are up here today and so many more people. We have been able to avert disaster and death, especially in the Sikh shooting that happened in Sacramento County. And it was only through the collaboration and the partnership of all the different partners up here that we were able to do so. As an immigrant myself who grew up in an immigrant community, I have deep respect for the Sikh American immigrant community, especially in Sacramento County and in Sutter County. The investigation in this particular case and the charges that have been brought forth does not in any way reflect or represent the vibrant Sikh community that are such an important and vital part of the greater community in this region. I want to recognize community leaders who again and again have condemned the violence and at the same time help bring the community together. Law enforcement has put words into action in this particular case through their investigation to curb gun violence, gun running, and the illegal possession and use of guns. Across this region, we have been ravaged by gun violence. As the people that have spoken before me have spoken about the repeated gun and gang violence. It is through operations and collaboration like this that we have been able to combat gun violence, and we will continue to do so. Because whether you live in Sacramento, whether you live in Sutter County, whether you live in downtown or down on the farm, whether or not you are law enforcement or just an average day citizen, whether or not you were born in this country or you came to this country, we all deserve the right to be safe, especially from gun violence. And it is through these continuing efforts and collaboration that we have been able to do so. So thank you so much for being here today.
And thank you to all the speakers. I just want to reiterate a point that was raised by everyone, that what we have done in this investigation is to help keep the greater community safe, and in particular the Sikh community. To that end, we are asking that anyone who has any information about any of these shooters or any of the shootings to please call our tip line at 530-822-2026. And I believe we have a few minutes for some questions if anyone does have any questions. Yes.